So here's an update on what I have going on now. I just pulled another motor from a 240 yesterday in LA. Kind of a far drive. My freaking belt broke on this, power steering and my water pump. So I had to keep it at like 60 to put enough air pressure to cool the motor. We made it home without blowing any head gaskets. And this morning I put a new one on, but just pulled out the cherry picker and unloaded everything. I need it around that notch to meet the height of the truck. So, but this is the KA. Luckily I found an exact one. 5-speed tranny. I forgot to get the shifter right here. So this shifter, I'll just order off eBay, get a short shifter kit anyway. And then I'll try to run to the junkyard and get this yoke right here. And then I'll just have a custom drive shaft made, but the plan is on this guy. Cut out the fender to kind of see how it would look. I already committed, so now I gotta do the whole thing, but pretty much this is the whole side of the car, the whole rear end. I'm dropping a Ford Mustang rear end. There we go. So here's a hole. The whole rear end just completely cut out. That's a mid truss I'm gonna put in to try to give the center rigidity, and then everything will be mounted off that. My 4-link will be mounted from there to the differential. And here's the differential right here. I wanted disc brakes in the rear. You do need a brake pressure controller though, to control the amount of pressure that goes from the front to the rear, so these things aren't locking up on you. It's just a regular Ford Mustang rear end with disc brakes. And I'm going to cut off all these mounts. Once the mounts are gone, I can re-weld my own. So that's the KA. This is the intake I'll be using. And this is the injector rail. I'm not going to be using it though. And injectors, they're just standard. Let's see how good this guy looks. Oh man, don't be a pussy. Shoot. I don't think we'll be able to see in there. I can see and it looks kind of gross. So he said this motor was knocking anyway. So then we go to the motor. Yeah, the house is like a junkyard, but once this is done, everything will be cleaned up. So let's go to my motor. Let's try to look inside. As you can see, very clean because it's brand new. Yeah, sorry. Focus sucks. And you'll say the video is good. I'll say I'm using a DSLR. But I guess I'm still getting used to it. The turbo is a GT35. GT35 T4 flange with a flange adapter to this cast iron flange right here. At least this is the way I'm going. A lot of people call it a log manifold, but I don't really care. It's gonna flow enough air for me with this turbo. So that's how it's linked. Now, will this fit in the engine bay? That's the question. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you until I make everything fit. It's my regular 36mm wastegate. If it fails on me, I'll just drill out the center so the valve keeps opening and closing. It's just like an exhaust valve, but instead of a cam pushing it up and down, it's the compressed air pushing it up and down. And these valve guides are usually brass, and they seize up on you, and then your wastegate stops working. So you usually have to drill it out, which then it's not as efficient, but it'll still work. And a tail wastegate, which is reliable, is like $250, as where this one was, I think, $60. So, but this is where the intake will go. This motor has a 89.5mm 20 thousandths over bore with forged pistons, Wiseco pistons. The cam is a Schneider cam, reground to a 270, so it should be pretty nice on the top end when the boost starts to kick in. The machine shop took out my freeze plugs, so I need to get new freeze plugs, but this bottom pan was modified before I got it. The guy made it to where it took more oil. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. So it has a sump pump that goes all the way down in there too, so it's kind of cool. So maybe it'll move more oil. So yeah, that's it. Just regular stock 5-speed tranny until it breaks. I'll use it until I'll just rebuild it. So any questions, just comment below. Thanks. Well, I'll just show you the front of the car too. That's the adjustable brake right there in the middle of the screen. It goes to the rear and you can adjust how much pressure by VIN, so I can get this thing registered. Adjustable coilovers. So, and that's it.